What's going on? So this is the 360 I've been playing with for almost a year now. I had it custom built just because it was cheaper to have it built than for me to buy the acrylic. I don't have any good sources of acrylic, and it was going to be ridiculous for me to get the acrylic, but I had it built, routed to my specifications, delivered. I did all the plumbing, but I wanted to. I spent a ton on these though. I spent more on these than I've spent on my last 240. At a 240 I paid less than I paid for these tops. But I wanted 1/2 inch acrylic routed tops so I could drill feed holes, control humidity, and as you see over there, I've got a hydroponic basket. I got these lights. These are actually, I think people use these for growing marijuana. Actually, when I bought them, someone at work saw me, and now they think I grow pot. But no, see, not growing any drugs, just a weird fish tank guy. So on this system too, I have some other videos, they're kind of shitty. I'm kind of working to clean up my videos. This is the HMI, Human Machine Interface, or MMI for old schools, Man Machine Interface. This lets me interface with the PLC that I use to control level in this tank. It is kind of a work in progress, but in a nutshell, unlock it, hit this button, dumps in water. It's a little bit more complicated than that because I don't want to like fuck up my temperature or put too much water in too quickly. It goes through carbon before it comes into here, but I usually put CChem safe when I'm using it. Turn that off. Put that back in auto. It also has top off control, so like if I get a lot of evaporation sometimes, and there's float switches down in the sump, and it'll refill the tank, keep the level from getting too low. Because before, like once a week, I was dumping like 5 gallons of water in here between water changes. Not to mention, I had tile in here originally because of the tank, but after I set all this up, I ended up putting carpet in this room. So I got a 360 gallon tank with carpet all around it. So yeah, I'll show some other videos of some of the other ways I maintain this and kind of show how you can kind of do the same thing if you have a basement and your significant other is okay with you doing this. So there is the main fish in here, the arowana. We're working on a system right now to pull out some of the bigger cichlids. The amazing thing with this tank, and I probably said it in other videos, is the small fish in here. So there's a little convict that gets pulled out. There are some itty bitty ones in here, and I do not understand how they haven't been eaten. I've actually tried adding other arowana, and they just get annihilated. At this point, anything I try to put into the tank is pretty much immediately destroyed by him. But stuff that's already in here he doesn't seem to care about. The only exception was a flower horn I put in here, and he actually used to fight the flower horn for food. I mean, the flower horn was like that big. It was barely big enough to like grab one of his pellets, but it would grab his pellets and pull him down to the bottom. I pulled him out because he was just too rough. Some other neat little guys in here too. But the cichlids are coming out. They're going into a dedicated system in the back. I'm in the process of finishing up replacing those the stand pipes. Already did that one, blacked it out. Yeah. So here is probably one of the cooler parts of this tank is the sump, which some of you might find this boring, so you can go ahead and hit stop. But if not, here it is. This system runs with 0 nitrates. I haven't been able to detect nitrates in a test since probably a month after I set it up. At first it was just heavy water changes, now it's really small water changes and a lot of plants and the correct media and different flow chambers. I'll show it. I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna hit the, oh, already did. So I get the bypass on down here. So this comes down into filter socks. I got my cheater sock in there right now actually, because I need to wash them. I have a regular sock over here. You can't see it because of all the algae. I use that white so the socks actually accumulate algae in them. So when I change out the socks, they kind of work like an algae scrubber. And yeah, it's nice because I've been propagating that algae to other tanks. And some other test setups I have. Growing some lucky bamboo in there, hydroponic basket. Down there, I have really soft water, so I have a little bit of crushed coral spread throughout here, just to kind of raise the KH a little bit, so the pH stays rock solid. There's a little fish in there. This is my low flow chamber, so I just keep them in there so I don't get any mosquitoes or anything. Because this comes pouring down here, comes into here, heavily oxygenated right here, a lot of gas exchange. Then that pours over in here, and here, I mean, the water flow isn't even visible. And down here I have Conmax. It's like denitrate but bigger, and it's essentially pumice. But I got a good deal on it, so I bought a couple gallons of that media and have it down there. Kind of looks like a substrate, but that's all media. And then there's some bags from my old canister when I first set this up. A couple little whispers. I picked them up for like $1, so I've just been using those. I know some people talk about using the real big ones, but I mean, these things are like 2 watt. So I just use them. I should have turned the light on here, but maybe I can get it. There are my level switches. They're in series. And you notice how I reverse them? When these ones drop, it opens the circuit. So if one of them fails, it will open the circuit. And then when these ones go up, it opens the circuit. So I think I have that one reversed, so that'll fail. It'll actually just continue to run if those were to fail. This overflow pipe here, right now, it goes into the sewer. It drains to atmosphere. I don't have this hard plumb to the sewer because that would be a terrible idea. Don't do that. The nice thing too, when I gravel back, I can just stick my hose in there. Yeah. That is the filter that pretty much keeps the system at 0 parts per million nitrate. I'll get lazy and I'll go a month without doing water changes. That was before I had the automated, because at this point all I do is I go over, hit the button, go to bed, and try to remember to turn it off when I wake up. I did program in, it'll eventually time out. I forget, I can set it variably on the screen, but I need to tweak that code. Yeah, that's the female convict from up top. I put her down here so they'd stop reading, and she also, you know, does my mosquito control, so I don't get any mosquitoes in here. Yeah, that is a lot of pothos and some algae. I trim that out every once in a while. I mean, this started out as like 6 leaves. If you look through my video, you can probably find more video of that. Got a morning tree right up here, and more pothos. I had some tomatoes. That didn't really work out, but I still have some in here right now. I germinated from seeds. They lasted a little bit. They got about a foot, and then they died. King of DIY's lights. Only difference between the ones he usually does, I have this laying around from when I did my PLCs, Panduit, and I used a Bluetooth controller, so I can control these lights from my phone, which is pretty nice. So I don't have to look for a controller. I can do scheduling, all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah. That is the 360 update in HD. Sorry this video went a lot longer than I thought it would.